water potential के according water is always move from the region of more water potential. More water potential means. Hello students, welcome to Dr. Deepa Dahake's NEET Biology, and in today's session we are going to study about one of the most important topic from plant physiology unit, that is the water potential. When we begins with water potential, so first you understand what exactly water potential. Water potential, student, you remember it is a fundamental concept used to explain the movement of water between two cells. Now how we define the water potential? So water potential means, you remember, the kinetic energy of the water molecule is generally regarded as a water potential. So in simply, again, as we study in DPD also, when the water is present in pure state, so water potential or the kinetic energy, that this is the pure water, and in pure water, you remember, the pure water show the maximum value of water potential. So maximum water potential, psi W generally we use. So maximum water potential is present in pure water. As we mix the solute, the kinetic energy of water molecule is decreases in solution, and this is the reason that the water potential, mainly you remember, is dependent on the solute potential as well as pressure potential. Solute potential, as we increases the amount of solute, the solute potential become more and more negative, and because of that आप study करते हैं in solution 2-3 types of solution we study, isotonic, hypotonic and hypertonic. According to that also we study how the water potential is vary in different types of solution. So here you remember in solutions water potential is low as compared to the pure water. So water potential is low. This conceptual part you remember, because here the kinetic energy is more. Kinetic energy of water molecule in case of pure water is more, whereas the value of kinetic energy of water molecule in solution is goes down or decreases. So this is the general explanation to understand that what we want to study under the water potential. Now जब आप water potential study कर रहे हैं, so water potential you remember, ये clear है कि water potential क्या है आपके पास? Water potential means kinetic energy आप कह रहे हैं, ठीक है? Now the water potential को आप express किससे करते हैं? Water potential we express by the psi W, and second in terms of pressure unit or Pascal unit आप water potential को explain करते हैं. One question is repeatedly asked, the water potential of pure water. Here we say the water potential of pure water is maximum. What is the value of maximum? Pure water में water potential maximum means the water potential is for pure water is always be 0. So for the solution, if you study the value of water potential, so water potential for any kind of solution, you remember either the solution is hypotonic, hypertonic or isotonic. Whenever you find the value of water potential, so always remember the water potential for solution is always negative. So value of water potential for a solution, you remember, objective purpose के लिए mainly याद रखना है आपको. The water potential is for pure water is 0, that is the maximum value, and water potential for a solution is always negative value. Okay, now the water potential or water movement अगर आप study करते हैं, so what is water potential? This thing you always remember. The water potential is always equivalent to sum of solute potential plus pressure potential. So this you remember very well. What is water potential, and value of water potential is dependent on the solute potential and pressure potential. So first we study about the solute potential. So when we study about the solute potential, psi S we use here, it represent solute potential. Solute potential when you study, So you remember solute potential is always negative. So the value of solute potential is always a negative value. That means as we increase as the value solute more and more solute, the potential become more negative. So this part you remember, the solute potential is always negative, and as the amount of solute increases, the osmotic concentration of the solution increases and the osmotic pressure of the solution also increases. Now second हम study करते हैं. Second is pressure potential. Pressure potential, you remember, pressure potential is a positive value, and pressure potential, you remember, the value for pressure potential is always a positive value. So pressure potential, you remember, it is always positive. And pressure potential again depends on the solute potential that we already studied. Now three types of solution we study. First we study about hypotonic solution. आप study कर रहे हैं. Second study isotonic, आपने पढ़ा हुआ है already. So isotonic solution. And third we study about the hypertonic, or the third kind of solution is there, that is the hypertonic solution. Solutions are made when we add the solute. Lower concentration of solute hypotonic, the solute concentration and water concentration is equal, then isotonic, and greater concentration of solute means hypertonic. In hypotonic solution, water potential, you remember, the value of water potential is more and the value of solute potential is less because the amount of water or the kinetic energy of water is more. Isotonic, at atmospheric pressure, solution show the equal solute potential and equal pressure potential. One statement is provided in NCERT. That statement, you remember, is provided for isotonic solution. So at atmospheric pressure, for isotonic solution, water potential is equivalent to the solute potential. And when we study about the hypertonic solution, so for hypertonic solution, you remember, the value of solute potential is always more and the value of water potential is always less. Less means more, negative value. That part you remember. Clear? So this part you remember. Okay. Now we come towards the movement of water according to the concept of water potential. So suppose you remember, these are the two cells, and in two cell, as already we discussed, the A cell is of hypotonic, for example, and the second is of hypertonic concentration. In A cell, you remember, the water potential, the more value of water potential. So water potential is more where the region is a region of hypotonic concentration is available. In hypertonic concentration, you remember, because the solute is more. So in hypertonic, you remember, the water potential is less and the movement of water, you remember, the movement of water is always be take place from the region of more water potential to the region of less water potential. So this is one of the most important thing. Again I revise here. From the region of more water potential, water is always travel or move towards the region of less water potential. What is a more and less water potential? That you remember according to the concept of negativity, because the water potential, value of water potential, again I revise as we study here. For the solution, water potential is always negative because the value of maximum water potential is 0 for the pure water. So this thing you remember. If the question is asked for the movement of water from root to shoot or root to leaf when we study, so here you remember, in leaf water potential there is always transpiration is take place, and because of that in leaf water potential is always less, whereas when we study about the water potential of root, so root, you remember, root always show in comparison to leaf, the water potential of root is always more, and this is the reason that the water is always move from root or bottom of the plant towards the shoot and leaf or towards the aerial part of the plant. So this much you remember very well for the concept of water potential. रिवीजन पर्पस के लिए मेनली आपको क्या क्या याद रखना है? यू रिमेंबर व्हाट इज वाटर पोटेंशियल, तो फंडामेंटल कॉन्सेप्ट, एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू काइनेटिक एनर्जी वी डिफाइन वाटर पोटेंशियल. Kinetic energy of pure water is maximum, so the water potential is maximum for pure water, that is 0. In solution, kinetic energy decreases. As the solution become more and more hypertonic, the kinetic energy of water is decreases, and because of that the water potential become decreases. So for solution water potential is less than 0 means always क्या आएगा यहाँ पे value is negative. You remember this concept again. Water potential is equivalent to the sum of solute potential and pressure potential. Solute potential is always a negative value and the pressure potential is always a positive value. And how the water potential is vary according to the concentration of solution, that part you remember, and this also you revise very well, that how the water is move according to the water potential. So this is all about for the water potential. Whenever you solve the question for water potential, one thing again I repeat, keep in mind the water potential के according water is always move from the region of more water potential. More water potential means less negative to the more negative side, because the water potential in both the solution आपको negative ही मिलेगा. Here the less negative value and here you obtain the more negative value. So this much you remember for the water potential. में आपको ये help मिली होगी बहुत ज़्यादा, because number of students are asking for the water potential separately कि मैम we are having too much difficulty in solving the objective questions for water potential. So you go one time, you go through the entire video, and after that you solve the objective questions regarding the water potential. And in case if you face any difficulties, so feel free to ask about those difficulties and queries. By that time you stay motivated, and the students who are new for the channel, उनको अगेन मैं कहूँगी कि काइंडली सब्सक्राइब माय चैनल, लाइक माय वीडियो, शेयर माय वीडियोस, एंड अप टू द न्यू सेशन, स्टे ब्लेस्ड एंड स्टे मोटिवेटेड.